Hi people, this is 16-bit, this time with a hack of Skitching for the Sega Mega Drive. So the idea to tackle Skitching came from a comment left in my previous video of Eliminate Down, left by Marco LQ2 and Age. He pointed out how changing weapons in Skitching was very awkward, and he suggested using the 6-button controller instead. Booting up the game, the first thing that annoyed me was the warning logo. It takes too long and it doesn't allow for it to be skipped. That could have been because the player is supposed to input the badass cheat code that enables the special passwords to be accepted in the game later on. I just made it automatic. Now the player can just skip the warning logo when they want. Then there was the copyright text that shows on the title screen, so I just made it skippable as well. Coming up to the main menu, another thing that I've done was change the way that pressing the start button now selects the option that the player has highlighted. Before, pressing the start button would just start the game, which I thought makes the option Skitch redundant and is very confusing. Often I'd press start wanting to go into the password screen or wanting to change the controls, and I'll just start the game by mistake. So that's been changed. Going into the password screen, it now shows on the top the saves you have. Entering the password is still valid, but now the player can load the game by entering its name or erase the save file by entering del space the saved name. I still don't have a save file, so let's start a new game. Now here on the nickname screen, it's important noting that if I had a save file and I try to use a name that's already been used for another one of the save files, the game will allow me to start, but it won't let me save. Or if I had used one of the cheat passwords, the same would happen. Because I have done none of that, I can input a name here, and that's the name that's going to be used for the save file. Here in the in-game menu, you can now see a save option on the bottom right corner. Selecting that's going to allow me to save the password. That's going to turn into white, and it will only be enabled again once a new password is generated. Another thing in this screen is that the same as the main menu, pressing start would, well, this time start the race. I'd end up like pressing start by mistake, wanting to go into the shop and start the race. Now pressing start takes you to the option that you have highlighted. So if I go into the shop and buy something, a new password is generated. By the way, before, pressing A, B or C would make purchases. Now A and C buy stuff and B and start leave the shop. Now that a new password has been generated, you can see that the save option is yellow again. Now I can save it again if I want. One thing to notice though is that the save system actually stores the passwords, and because of that, the passwords don't really account for bonus stages. So saving before a bonus stage and loading the game won't remember the bonus stage. Okay, restarting the game and going into the password screen. You can see now my name on the very top. Okay, I can enter my name and the password that I saved will automatically be entered. As I'm continuing from a save file, the name showing here is the name that I was using in the previous game, and the game won't let me change it. Alright, for the 6-button control support, I made it non-intrusive, meaning that the player can still use the old style to change weapons, so he can still hold the start button and press left or right to select the weapon if he wants, but if he wants to, he can press the X button to select the left weapon, the Y button for the mid weapon, or the Z button for the right weapon. I also made the mode button accelerate, but it accelerates and it allows for jumping at the same time. Normally you'd have to let go of the acceleration in order to jump. With the ultimate cheat code enabled, normally the player would have to hold the start button and press up or down to cycle through the weapons. Now, in the 6-button controller, if the player presses a button for a weapon slot that's already been selected, it will then cycle up. If the player presses that button holding down as well, it will cycle down. Right, this is it from me, and I hope you enjoyed the changes that I made to the game. If you enjoy my work, please consider supporting by pressing the download and support button on my website or when getting the file through itch.io. Alright, thank you very much. Till the next one. Bye bye.